I think my advice would be to constantly train. There's always new products. Um, the industry is constantly changing, so therefore, I think our what we know of the industry and the education that we've already been given should also be changing too. Um,
Right. Hmm.
yeah, I think kind of just keep your skills fresh and yeah, just have fun.
Polish in my hand, I'm ready to create each nail a masterpiece. I can hardly wait. Soft pastels or vibrant hues, each tells a tale in their artistry of nails. Nothing ever fails. With each swirl and twirl, let the magic begin in this kingdom of gloss. There's no end to the wind. Gloss on my fingertips, watch them shine bright. Painted like a canvas, colors taking flight. Feeling fierce and fabulous, I'm ready to ignite. Slaying the nail game every single night. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the bird. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the bird.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, we have a very special guest with us today. She is a nail tech from OK Cure Me. Please welcome Ebony. Hello, Ebony, and how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. So, how's everything down in where you are?
Yeah, good, thank you. The industry is busy, crazy.
Yeah, that's so understandable. So, I want to go ahead and get started by really asking where you're originally from and tell us a little about yourself and where you're from and things like that.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Ebony and I'm from Birmingham in the UK. Um,
Mhm.
I've been doing nails for about almost 8 years now, I'd say.
Mhm.
Originally, I trained and qualified in doing beauty, lashes and brows originally. But then I kind of
Mhm.
discovered my love for nails and just like solely focus on nails now.
Oh, that's really, really cool. That's amazing. So I want to get into as far as school experience. So what has been like your school experience as far as like primary, secondary school, university, things like that possibly?
Primary school was a breeze, to be fair. I changed primary school when I was about 7 or 8. But I don't
Mhm.
really feel like that affected me in terms of like making new friends and things like that. And then secondary school was a little bit different. I went to an all girls school. Again, I never really had like any major problems. I kind of didn't really stick to one social group. I was a bit of a social butterfly, I guess you could say. Um,
Yeah, right.
but yeah, school for me was more a social life rather than going for my education. I didn't really like to be at
Mhm.
school. I didn't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being
yeah.
told
Right.
what to do or anything like that. Um, and then, yeah, after school, I went to college for a little bit. Again, I didn't really enjoy being in college. It was more just to go and see my friends. Um, and then, yeah, I decided that I didn't really want to stay at college and I left early and I kind of just got straight into working.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. So who or what exposed you to the nail industry? What got you into nails? Like who or what exposed you?
So both of my sisters, they have salons. And I guess I kind of followed in their footsteps really. I think I truly
Mhm.
admire their hard work and kind of like determination to how they've become in the nail industry. And I think
Mhm.
that kind of really pushed me to want to do the same as them and just become successful in what I do.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So what were like your earliest memories as far as like nails and beauty?
My earliest memories, I remember Lola, my older sister, she had a salon in the mailbox in Birmingham. And I remember I'd go
Mhm.
there and I'd just be in awe of like what she was doing. I'd kind of like sit at the reception desk and pretend I was working there. And yeah, I think that's like my earliest memory of what I remember about the industry.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's very, very interesting because like with the nail industry, like, that's even like for me, like I got exposed to nails when I was very, very little. I would like paint my own nails and stuff like that. I'll get those little mini like, kits, for kids, like the polished sets and stuff like that. It's very, very cool to really see like when you look back in time, you're like, oh, I remember like it was yesterday, or
Yeah,
like I've been doing that as long as I can remember. So it's like it can take you back to when you were younger or when you first like looked at a nail magazine. So anything can spark, being in the nail industry.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to get into as far as the next question. So you work at OK Cure Me Salon in Birmingham. So
Mhm.
tell us about your experience working in a salon. Also, too, what are some things that you've learned working with clients, like in your journey being a nail tech?
Um, I have learned that every client that walks through the door is not the same. No 2 days are the same. Um, I actually used to be the salon manager within my sister's salon at OK Cure Me.
Hmm.
I think that really changed my outlook on the industry. It was a very different role, to what I
Yeah.
think I thought it would be. Um,
Right.
and I think it kind of
Hmm.
made me realise where my passion actually lay in the industry, and it was doing
Hmm.
nails, being face to face with clients, rather than managing girls. As much as I love my team, rather than managing them, I kind of found it difficult to balance the two. I was having to manage a salon, a team of girls, the diary, whilst doing my own clients. So I think it was just a little bit
Right.
difficult in terms of finding that balance and making sure everything ran smoothly. Um,
Mm.
I did then decide I would step down from the manager's role and just focus on my clients and doing what I do best, which is nails.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, totally. I want to get into as far as just with down the line. So, do you have plans to own your own nail studio or business down the line, or anything of that sort?
I think in terms of owning my own salon, I don't think this is something I'd do now. Never say never
Mhm.
though. But I think my next step is to get my teacher's training qualification and hopefully like broaden my skills into teaching beginners how to do nails and kind of go down that route rather than having a salon.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Because having a salon, yeah, definitely, I'm sure it's a lot of work. You gotta, find a building and try to organize stuff, inventory, things like that. So, yeah, it's so understandable.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I like about the nail industry is more into like I like how the education has grown. The educational side of things has grown and things like that. I think the only issue I have with the education, there can be some misinformation
Mhm.
that could spread along within the industry. But I do like at the same time how there's people that are about teaching people the right way of how to do certain nail trends and
Yeah.
certain techniques and prep and things like that. Because I think that's very, very much needed. Because I think with the UK, from my understanding, that there's no regulation as far as down there. So,
Not really.
like there's regulation here in the US and stuff like that, um, and of course the hours you get to pass and things like that. Like, for here in America where I live, the area that I live in the country is like 250 for a nail tech license, and then 1,500 hours for a cosmetology license. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so therefore I could do nails and stuff like that under the license.
Mhm.
So, but definitely I like how education has evolved. So it's definitely came a long way.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get into as far as just with nail art. So how can you describe your nail art style?
I would say my style is a bit of a mixture really. There's days where I like to just do like a clean look manicure, a
Mhm.
French manicure, just keep it nice and simple. But then I do have like a good few clients who like the crazy bright colours, 3D, get a bit of
Yeah.
chrome on there as well, all of that.
Right.
So yeah, I like
Yeah.
the balance of having both.
Mhm. Now, what has been like your favorite nail shape, and where do you find inspiration for your nail art?
So my favourite nail shape has got to be almond. I'm constantly trying to get my clients to change their nail shape. Um,
Yeah.
Inspiration wise, I obviously follow a lot of other nail techs where I'll kind of just like try and recreate their looks and things like that. I'm always looking for like abstract designs on Pinterest and things like that. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I guess inspiration kind of just comes from social media as a whole.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that. Like with social media, like there's so much inspiration out there. Like people do all these crazy, different, creative type of nail designs and things like that. I think it's really, really cool to see what's out there, to really see like what people can do on a set of nails, like whether it's 5 nails, 10 nails, or even on one nail itself. There's people that have their own style, and the thing is with nail art is an art form in itself.
Yeah,
And it's not only a business, but it's also an industry and an environment where you can express yourself through your nails, through your hands,
yeah.
what I mean, with what you wear. So definitely I can agree with that. I can relate to that as well too, is getting inspiration from different aspects of things, different techniques that I see on social media.
Yeah.
I want to get into as far as the UK nail industry. So what are some things you like about the UK nail industry, and what are some things you think the nail industry could be improved on in the UK?
Going back to the education, I think in terms of education here in the UK, I think it really needs to step its game up a little bit.
Hmm.
I remember when I was training, I was sent on just like a day course, and that was literally like 8 or 9 hours, where it was like
Hmm.
intense training. And then at the end of the day, you sent out and you're a trained and qualified nail technician, and you've got no idea where to start, what products to use, um,
Right,
how to even like grow your business, where to start with getting clients. You just kind of
right,
let out loose. So I do think the nail industry education side of things needs a big needs to up its game.
right. What are some things you like about the UK nail industry?
I like how supportive the community can be. There's a
Hmm.
few like nail community Facebook groups that are really
Hmm.
helpful, especially to people that are beginner nail techs. When had first qualified, if I had all these questions and didn't really know who to reach out to, I would just pop a question in a support group and I'd get
Right.
the answer. So I do think the
Hmm.
support in the industry is good.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely, and I could agree with also the education aspect of it, like how we touched on before. There has to be some sort of improvement as far as education, especially down in the UK.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also too, it can be like there again, it's the misinformation. It's kind of just the preparedness of being in the industry and things like that, and that's kind of like with the US, where you get education to pass state board, but it's just like you're not prepared enough in a way where you're fully you know what's going on in terms of the industry and
Mhm.
things like that. I think that's definitely something that's definitely improved on, that has to be improved on in the nail industry across the board just around the world.
Yeah.
And there are some countries that have like regulations or rules in place, but that's not every single country, in the in terms of the nail industry sphere. And I think in order for our industry to be taken more serious, I think there has to be a structure put in place across the board. So, if we had like an international state board or whatever it is,
Mhm.
I think that would be pretty much more feasible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to get into as far as just with life and being a nail tech. So how do you balance being, a nail tech with life and mental health?
In all honesty, like going to the salon and doing nails is sometimes my escape. Just listening to other people's problems and being able to talk to them about their life, really, it feels kind of rewarding. I try to keep my life like well organized and prepared, just so that I'm kind of not falling behind with like admin and things like that. Um,
Right.
And I think what also really helps is the team of girls that I've got around me. I think without them, my day-to-day work life would be pretty boring. We're all so close and we kind of just bounce
Mm,
off each other. And I think it kind of makes the salon, um, it makes our salon unique because I think a lot of our clients recognise us because we are the bubbly girls that they go to have their nails done.
right. Hmm. I want to get into as far as just with, just advice, like what are some pieces of advice you could give to brand new nail techs who want to, get into the industry, who want to have their own business or work in a salon or anything like that? Like what are some words of advice you could give to up and coming new nail techs and nail artists?
I think my advice would be to constantly train. There's always new products. Um, the industry is constantly changing. So therefore, I think what we know of the industry and the education that we've already been given should also be changing too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think kind of just keep your skills fresh, and yeah, just have fun.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. Now, last but not least, where can people find you on social media, and how can people support you and your work?
So my Instagram handle is at painted by Ebony _. I think in terms of support, it comes in the smallest forms, liking my post, sharing my post, just simply spreading the word. If you are a new nail tech and you do kind of want to reach out and just have a bit of a chat, then yeah, just drop me a message.
Yeah, it's absolutely really, really cool. Well, thank you so much, Ebony, for jumping on. Your work is absolutely great. I ran into you in terms of like seeing a YouTube video about the business salon, Okay Cure Me, and what you do on, especially with your nail on Instagram. I really enjoyed our conversation. Just thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
was cool.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care and stay beautiful.